The most important thing in business is your product or service. It doesn't matter how much marketing you do. It doesn't matter if you get millions of eyeballs on YouTube, Facebook, if you mass market this locally, globally, or to your target consumer. If you end up having a bad product or service, yeah, people might buy it in the beginning, but guess what? There are so many places to rant about negative businesses. There's so many places for people to put negative reviews up about your product or service that people are going to find out it's not good. It just simply does not work, right? So for the foundation for success, the first rule is you must have a good product or service. Now, I have lots of experience with this. I started Blue Collar Scholars, and yes, we make over $1,000 a day. But in the beginning, it was tough. I hired college students to do landscaping, painting, and all this other stuff, right? In the beginning, it was tough because a lot of my guys didn't have that much experience. So people liked hiring college students just because of the message. But then my quality of work wasn't that great. The customers weren't that happy. They didn't talk well about us in the beginning. I ended up losing money to make them happy, to say, hey, look, I'll take care of it. I'll redo it myself. Because when I do something, I like to do it right. I lose sleep overnight when I don't do it. So I quickly learned that if your product or service is gold, if you do a good job at what you do, no matter what, even if you don't do much marketing, word of mouth kicks in. People start talking about, oh, Sam Forline, he did a great job on this. Emily, she was a great tutor for my son. You know, they helped out so much. So, most important thing is having a good service or product. In the next video, you'll listen to me talking about marketing and whatnot. But let's talk about what a good product and a good service is. A good product is something that doesn't break. Let's talk about apps real quick because we do apps a lot. Scholar App Studios does apps. I see so many times people outsource their app development to India, Ukraine, China. Guess what? You get what you pay for. You know, those guys don't care about your product. They care about the first money that comes in because every dollar over there is worth, you know, the exchange rate is ridiculous. People can live off $100 sometimes for a whole year. So you need to understand what you're buying, right? If you're making an app, why are you going to cut corners and spending money on something that you're trying to make millions on, and you're trying to cut corners on the development of apps? Apps are very sensitive. There's hundreds of pages of code sometimes. One line of code can mess up the whole sequence. So be careful. All right, so products. You need to make sure your product is reliable, it's not breaking down, it's good, people can talk good about it, because word of mouth is really important. Services. Now I run Blue Collar Scholars is a service company. Scholar App Studios is a service company. Scholar Era, marketing company, we just raised over $21,000 on Kickstarter, is a service company. You need to make sure your customer is happy. Customer service is number one in this category. If you're not making sure your customers are happy, they're going to talk poorly about you. They're not going to have you back. They're not going to tell their neighbors. They're not going to tell other people in the business community how well you did. You need to make sure you have the best employees. I can't do everything myself. I did in the beginning to build my credibility, but when I started to expand, once I started making over $1,000 a day, I was just managing. I had to manage a business. I had 3-4 jobs going on at the same time. You need to make sure all the people around you are A quality. If that means you have to pay more for your employees, so be it. You need to do whatever it takes, even if you're not making much money in the beginning, or even you're breaking even, or going a little negative. You need to establish credibility, and you need to do a great job. You can take pictures of your work, you can have your customers write reviews like I do, and then you can use that for marketing, and then you can charge more because you have that credibility. You can say, hey, look, I did this job, and that job. Look, no problem. This job is simple. I make sure you will be happy. I guarantee my service. Once you do that, It's easy. Once you have a credible service, it's so much easier getting the next client. Your first client is the hardest. You need to make sure you do a good job. So I want to say thank you so much for listening. I'm gonna continue to post more videos about business, making more money, whatever you want. You can email me at sam@scholarera.com if you want me to answer any questions about starting up. Please make sure you subscribe down below. I've provided a link. You can follow me on Instagram at Forline. I post very inspirational stuff. I try to inspire whoever I can, because if I give something away, it not only makes me feel good, but people message me back saying, Sam, hey, you helped me start this. It's so good to spread the love, to give what I have away, because we win together. It's hard to do something alone. When you reach out for help, it's so much easier. So my next video is going to be talking about marketing. Marketing is my strong point. I do the best job at marketing. So I hope you watch my next video. Make sure you like and subscribe. And thanks so much for tuning in. See you next time.